Hey, hi, hello, I'm Tiffany Cole. Thank you so much for tuning into my YouTube channel. And if you are single and you're trying to keep your peace, remain happy, and all of those good things while you're on your dating journey, welcome home, babes. Here I'm going to be discussing plenty of topics that's going to help us to keep our peace and just to remain in a nice, fun way, not to take the dating scene too personal, like how a lot of us women tend to do, and that keeps us sad, depressed, and all of that. So here, we're not going to do that. We're going to keep it light, fun, and happy. So if that sounds like something that you are interested in, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks, babe. Today's topic is, are you healing or rebounding? Let's talk about it. For me, a lot of years went to rebounding. I actually think that's what a lot of people do these days. They rebound versus healing. I didn't really know I needed healing. I didn't know where to start. I didn't know how to heal. So it was rebounding for me for a long time. And I wouldn't say that I was rebounding on purpose. Like that was my thought, like I'm gonna rebound to get over the other person. But I wasn't healing on purpose either. So it was kind of like I was in limbo, so to speak, like just going with the flow. But looking back, I realized for the longest, all I did was rebound, and there wasn't any healing at all. It was just basically on to the next person. So we don't want to use rebounding as a source of healing because we don't actually heal when we do that. So I'm a natural born loner. I actually do very, very well alone. So it's not like I was rebounding because I didn't like being alone. I have like one best friend that I've been knowing since middle school. I'm the only child. I have no siblings at all. And I just do really well. But when I was, let's just say, grocery shopping and someone came up to me and approached me and wanted, to exchange numbers, I wasn't saying, no, I just got out of a relationship, I need to heal. That wasn't my response. I was just like, here's my number. And next thing you know, we're in a relationship. And I did not heal from the past trauma of the other relationship. So that's kind of how it went for me. But I know a lot of people have their reasons on why they rebound. Like I said before, some people's idea of of healing is rebounding. Some people don't like to be alone. That wasn't the case for me. I could be alone, but I didn't say no when I was approached. So that type of thing would go on and on this vicious cycle for years. Get into a relationship, break up. Get into a relationship, break up. And again, I didn't even really know that there was something that was in need of healing. I just thought that that's okay. The relationship isn't working. Me and that person didn't mesh, or for whatever reason, we stopped meshing. Just move on, go to the next person. But I didn't know that that's something is actually wrong with that. If you're out of a relationship and 2 weeks later you're seeing someone new. I didn't know that was, something that was wrong with that. So as that went on, I was kind of forced into healing. So with all of that rebounding that I did, I still didn't come to, quote unquote, to realize that I needed healing. It took for me to be forced into healing. And this is how I was forced into healing. So I was in this relationship and we broke up. Now, I wanted to get back with him because I felt that the reason that we broke up could have definitely been worked on if we would have both set our egos to the side. It wasn't anything major. His schedule changed dramatically, so we weren't able to spend as much time together as we would normally, what I was used to. So I put up with it for months, and then I was just like, you know what? I can't take this anymore. I need quality time. That's my love language. And, just you buying me gifts and paying for this and paying for that that's not my love language. So I ended it with him, and then I was like, oh gosh, I kind of wanted him back. And it wasn't even because I had gotten into the dating scene and noticed that there wasn't anybody else, but it was literally because I was like, I really believe that what we were going through can be worked on, but we just didn't work on it. So anyway, broke up with him, and we didn't get back together like I would hope for. So I was kind of forced into being single, because when I did get back on the dating scene, it had changed so much to where I wasn't even compatible with anybody else. So I don't know if I just grew out of a lot of things within the time span that I was actually in a relationship, so that when I did return to the dating scene, it was like, I don't like any of this. I don't like any of this. So I wasn't compatible with anybody. So we would not even make it to the next date or the next week. And then that went on for a long period of time, me not basically being compatible with anybody. And then next you know it, I'm single for a year. And I'm like, whoa, I've actually been single for a year. I have not been in a relationship. So when I noticed that I hadn't been in a relationship, I was like, well, this feels good. I'm at peace. And, I'm not stressing. And then that came to oh my gosh, let me intentionally heal now. Let me be very selective with whom I'm choosing. Let me be okay, it's peace over everything. So if you're not coming with that, I don't want you. And let me start really intentionally healing. So then that's when the healing started to take place, with me reading and meditating and being okay for real, being alone on purpose. And when I started that, oh my gosh, that part was so liberating, to where I was just like, there's nobody that's going to come into my life that is not offering better than what I feel right now. So here I am, 3 years later, still single. I'm on the dating scene, but it's just again, if there's no one that's going to be better than the way that I feel right now, how I've learned myself, how I've healed over the past relationships and the past traumas, and the way that things are peaceful, and the way that I can see clearer versus just jumping into things because of physical attraction or whatever, I would not trade that for anything. So for me, again, the healing was forced, but I'm so happy that it was forced, and I have my ex to thank for that, and the dating scene being trash, because other than that, I would have been stuck on the hamster wheel of rebounding and not even healing, because I didn't even, again, know that there was something attached to that in some sort of way. With that healing, that is how I actually am here now, with advocating for women and their inner peace, and just being there to say, don't accept those things that we've accepted before. Do the work. get your peace, your joy, find out what it is that who you really are and what you really like. And I know, going back to me being in relationships, for the longest, I kind of just adapted to the person that I was with. I was like a yes man. If that person liked this type of thing, then okay, I'm gonna adapt to that and like that, versus saying, okay, we're gonna have to compromise because I don't like that. And I'm not saying that you have to like what I like, but instead of me doing that, I would just do whatever that other person did because I was a yes person. And for when I came to, with my healing, I was like, whoa, I didn't even know this about me because I've been so busy trying to please another person that I didn't even know this about me. And so now it's just like, hey, I'm sorry. I'm mature enough now to know this is not going to work between you and I because I like this and you like that. And I'm sorry. And if there's no compromise in the middle, I'm okay with that. But we just can't be together. That's where I'm at right now with my healing. Before, I used to be like, oh my gosh, no, I need to do whatever it is that they need me to do, or like whatever they need me to like, just so that I can keep them around. And again, I don't know to this day. Nope, I do know because in my healing, I realized that some of my past trauma didn't have anything to do with actual relationships between me and a man. My healing trauma had everything to do with the fact that I didn't grow up with my mother or my father. My biological father, I don't know him to this day. My mother, I was raised by my grandmother, and I yearned for genuine love. Not saying my grandmother did a phenomenal job with me, but I really wanted, like, I saw where my mom was. Like, she lived like right there, and I'm like, I wanted to feel her love. I was her only kid, and I wanted to feel her love. I wanted approval from her, and I just wanted to be in her life so badly. But she had me at a young age, and for her, it was better for me to live with my grandmother, of course. So it took me a very long time to actually heal from that. I didn't know that had lingered into the way that I handled relationships. It lingered over to me wanting to be loved by that man so bad to where I would just do things, just to make them happy, even if it didn't make me happy, because I wanted approval, I wanted love, and all of those things. So after I did the work on myself, I realized that my trauma didn't even come from just me and a man. It came from youth and things like that. So ladies, that's another thing that I want you to remember. Sometimes you have to dig so deep that you didn't even know that was the thing that was making whatever is happening with you right now in relationships. But dig deep, do the work, stay single on purpose. Don't be like me and rebound. Be single on purpose and figure yourself out. And even, I've been single for 3 years now, but I'm not saying that everybody's healing journey is the same. So just make sure you set aside some real time, whether that's 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, a year, however. But I know right now that for a fact that healing is an ongoing journey. It's not like I'm at an arrival point or a destination, because I'm hurt all the time, and let me rephrase that. I'm not hurt all the time, but people are still human. People will still disappoint. Things still happen. So there's things that you're going to need as a practice to continue to heal. And that's going to be an ongoing thing, an ongoing journey, and not really a destination. But I have healed enough where I'm able to set proper boundaries. I'm able to be in a relationship and just be like, okay, so this isn't working. We can, we can separate or we can split without it being devastating or anything like that. So I want to encourage you ladies to make sure that you're doing the work, because it's just so much better for you. Rebounding is like a disservice to ourselves, to be honest with you, because if you think about it, you're never really alone. When you were younger, you were living with your parents, and then after your parents, you probably, I don't know if you moved out by yourself or you moved out with a person, but you probably had kids, and you did end up getting in a relationship and so on and so forth, you know what I mean? So you're never really alone. And I think that we glorify relationships so much that we forget about the single season and we forget about the alone time. I've learned so much about myself and how awesome I am without the validation of someone else, and not begging for approval, and just being perfect imperfection and enjoying that, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm awesome. I'm not there yet, like where I want to be. I have a lot of flaws, but I feel like I'm a pretty awesome person, and I don't care what he said. So to feel that way in itself is just so like, oh my gosh. And I want every woman to feel that way, because you deserve that. And you have to, just take a step back to do that healing, to be with yourself and go out, with yourself. I mean, to the zoo, to the aquarium, and just really like be in your skin, go out to eat, and just think about yourself like, I'm really awesome. I'm a great mom. I work hard. My work ethics are awesome. And just start like patting your own back and begin to heal, and to know that all of these failed relationships that you're doing, it's nothing that you did. Be okay with that. And if it was something that you did, because I can say that I probably caused a couple of people some pain, but that was all because of me still growing and learning myself. And that's another reason why it's important to not rebound and heal, because you don't want to break anybody else's heart either, based upon your past traumas and unhealed areas. So it's very important. When you're rebounding, it's almost like you're searching to fulfill a void that's never going to really be filled, because what you hadn't realized yet from rebounding is that the void that actually needs to be filled is you finding yourself. And that's why sometimes, I don't know if you've had a bunch of failed rebounds or it hadn't worked, and that could be it, because sometimes when we rebound, we're just looking to get over the pain of the heartbreak that we just had, but that never really actually heals us. It just places a band-aid on it, and it's just a void that's just not, filled, because we are still hurting, because there's something we have to deal with. I love myself so much that I'm not obligating a man to love me anymore. And that was huge for me, because I think that I strained a lot of men with putting that expectation of loving me the way that I should have loved myself. So, it lashed out in very many ways. If he watched a TV show without me because I thought that we started this TV show together, wait till I get off work so that we can finish it together. But when I come home, you've already finished it without me. Now I feel less love. It was terrible. That's just one example. But I really adore myself now. So I'm not obligating a man to do that. And if he does adore me, that is a bonus, because it's like, now it's two people that adore me. Yay! So please, ladies, begin to love yourselves more than what you love someone else, because that is actually the way that you can even put forth that love to someone else, because you're going to be leaking over, you're going to be pouring over into that person because you're full of joy and inner peace and love. So that's going to spill over to that person. But if you notice that when you don't love yourself, you're kind of agitated and angry sometimes when you're in relationships, and you're agitated if he decides to go out with his friends. My gosh, woman, he needs to have friends. You need to have friends. Or even if you don't have friends, go visit a family member, go be by yourself, but let this man go and have fun. Don't make him feel guilty because you don't love yourself enough to be alone and allow him to be, gone. So that's just something that I was speaking for me. That was me. I needed him right there to nurture and all of the things that I shouldn't even required, or, him nurturing me is definitely what, you're supposed to do in a relationship. But for me to be devastated because this man is going out for the night is terrible. So I'm encouraging you women to not rebound. Heal. It's hard, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it. So do the work. Thank you for watching. 'Cause I don't